This is the Violent Professional Podcast.
It's like I haven't done this before. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Here on the Violent Professional Podcast yet again.
That's what I do.
It's like normally I have a lot other guests. No. Standard host. What are those boots, man?
Man, these
you
are
got
my
cowboy boots?
These are my shit-kicking boots, man. They are
shit
cowboy
kick.
boots.
Do you kick a lot of shit?
I kick a lot of shit. I just bought these because I wanted to try out a pair of nice work boots that I could just slip on.
Dude, what is the pattern? Describe it or show it. Describe it to the people that are just listening.
It's Western-like leather. I treated the leather so that I mean it's a waterproof boot already, but
yeah, I
treated the leather so it would last longer and form on my foot the right way, and they're pretty comfortable.
Did you expect that we were going to be talking about your boots?
No, not at all.
I'm interested in them. When I was in Arkansas, we went to some like farm place.
Yeah.
To get a fucking cattle tank to make like a pool out of it.
Yeah.
You know, like one of those big ones. Because I'm
the round water troughs. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think like I like building shit.
Ones.
If you know that about me, I build the studio. I like building stuff with my hand and my brawn. And my like intellect, it takes a little bit of, I don't really, I do measure stuff. I measure twice because I fucked it up in the past. But I draw stuff out real quick and then I'll go get supplies or whatever and build it. And I've always been interested in building like a hot tub or an ice tub or whatever out of those cattle tanks, like the oval shaped ones.
Yep.
Or the big one. So we were going to get, we were talking about what we're going to do at the house that I have in Arkansas. Jackson wants a pool. He's always at his friend's house. And I was like, let's fucking build one and paint the side, put like some design on the outside, put like some fucking liner in it or whatever. And then, so anyway, went from your boots to that. But the point is, we went to this fucking.
Boots and pools.
We went to this farm store, like, Tractor Supply over there. And we were looking at them, but then Jackson saw the cowboy boots that look like that. Well, they're not cowboy boots; they're work boots. They just resemble that.
You buy them from the same store, though.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we were looking at that, and he was like, "Fucking doing this little jig with the
new
pair of boots
goofing.
like that." Yeah, he was doing the new boot goof and shit for payments.
I have another pair. They are expensive, but if you treat them right, they last a long time, just like any other shoe or boot, right?
How do you tan the hide?
No, they're already tan.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that means.
All you do is you get some oil, like some leather oil.
Yeah.
Or leather wax.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just treat it.
Okay.
If that's the same thing you do with like leather jackets and leather hats, things, just anything leather. You want to treat it, or else it cracks and create tears and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what my leather jacket looks like when I wear it. Have you ever seen me in it?
No.
No, I don't know. It's because it's so fucked up. I haven't treated it.
I can see that.
It's also faux leather,
Gotcha.
I don't really have that jacket. I'm just talking shit.
Dude, I have leather jackets at home. I do. Some of them are like my grandfather's that passed, and I got them.
Yeah.
And I need to treat those because they're old as shit. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
hey, if I ever want to like wear it, I don't know why I would, but if I put it on, I don't want it to shred. You know what I mean?
Speaking of leather works and leather jackets, since we're on this topic, because this is going to tie into what we're going to talk about today. Not this part, but the fact you're wearing boots. I do aviation shit, as you know, and some of the listeners now, after the last one, I explained what industry I'm in. So I work with former military pilots, and they sometimes show up in those leather jackets, like bomber jackets. I'm like, you fucking
Nice.
dork. Like, I'm gonna this episode's gonna come out. Some of my fucking coworkers are gonna listen to it. Maybe
He's just slowly taking it off.
He's like, oh, son of a bitch. They'll get fired for it. Luckily, this hasn't affected
Everybody's
me
going to
ever.
show up wearing one now.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
The only thing that it has affected with work is like, because I don't tell people about the podcast that I know, you know, like except for our friends that or know about it or whatever. I don't actively seek to go tell people about it.
I don't either.
People at work hear about it from other people in the company, and some listen to it and they're like, "Oh my god," they quote shit. I'm like, "Please stop, stop." Do you realize that this is like my time away from all this shit? I don't want to talk about it at work, but I'm glad you like it. So anyway, the point of the boots I was bringing up, I saw them and I was like, I see a little pattern on there. Shit kicking boots, excellent for, I'm sure, gallivanting through the woods.
Maybe
Searching and seeking for the treasures you maybe have laid in the back of your brain.
of course.
Does your brain work in the back? How does it work? Let's talk about the
That's
human
a whole
brain.
other episode.
Yeah. So anyway, I go all over the place, and one of the places I go to, speaking of traveling and maybe boots or some other kinds of footwear. Why am I doing this little footwear? What I'm doing is the voice I do, or the way my speech pattern when I'm by myself. I'm like,
fuck it.
Yeah. It's the way I start the whole episode when I'm by myself. But I was flying in Las Vegas at one point, and we were over this certain town, and we're kind of going all over the place. I won't get into what we were doing, but like we're going all over the place in this one area in a what's called an orbit when you circle around. And I'm looking at the ground, and we're about 10,000 feet, which is like generally where, normally civil aviation goes, is when they're transiting somewhere. But depending on the heat or whatever, we'll go up to higher altitudes in the max block of airspace that we have, or we'll go down low depending on where it is. But we're up at like 10,000 feet, and I'm looking down, and I'm like noticing something about, if you look at a city, right, like Las Vegas or somewhere else around the vicinity, because we're not flying around Las Vegas because the airspace is so insane out there. 2 big airports. There's not North Las Vegas and then Las Vegas McCarran or whatever it's called now. I think they changed it. But we're out somewhere in the vicinity around one of these towns, and I'm like, towns just look weird. And I'm not talking about like if you look out from a commercial airliner and see out the little window, maybe you could go up to the cockpit and you're like looking out across. But when you're turning and you're looking out through the cockpit we have, which is like a big kind of bubble, and it's glass everywhere, I can look straight down at stuff, and what it looks to me is like, you've seen inside a computer a motherboard, right? So it looks kind of almost identical to what you would assume looks like a motherboard. If anybody listening hasn't looked at them, look up a fucking picture and then compare it to a Google image overhead shot. I thought this was weird as I was flying the one time. I'm like, this looks identical to a computer. And if you go into that and go simulation theory or anything, is this a computer simulation? I always thought, like, and I've talked about it on previous episodes, or a previous episode, it's like, if we are in a simulation, it's almost like, for me, I feel so real that I don't feel like a robot. I don't feel like an NPC. I assume you don't feel like an NPC.
The way I see it is like, I don't feel like an NPC because I think other people are NPCs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have consciousness, but that person does not.
Yeah, dude. On the consciousness NPC thing, I'll go to a store or something like that, and there's people just walking around. And we've watched the Matrix game video where it has like AI and shit in it. I don't know what game that is. I kind of want to test it out. But this guy, he like speaks and talks to the NPCs around, and like confuses them because they'll respond to what you say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that dude typing shit in, or is he masking over the...
I have no idea.
It's like, is he typing something in?
Because he would have to interpret his voice, so it seems like a lot of work.
So if there is AI, it probably can understand if it's a new Matrix game. I've never heard of it other than that video. But I look at some of these people like they are NPCs sometimes, and when I'm not actively thinking about it, I'm just like, that dude, like, this person and a bunch of these people can't have shit going on in their life because they appear to be such boring people, not in like just their appearance, but like the way they're acting.
Absent-minded, completely absent. Like, no situational awareness, no spatial awareness. Just, I equate it to like, you're walking down the grocery aisle, and there's grocery store aisle, and there's people that like turn their cart sideways and they're like looking at something, and you're like trying to get by them, and they just don't know you're
clearly
there.
in their peripheral vision.
Yeah.
Like I have excellent peripheral vision. I can see like out the back of my fucking head almost.
And you're conscious to like move your shit out of the way because somebody behind you might come up. You know what I mean?
I thought about it the other day. Is my son an NPC? Because he like literally this girl was coming and like I saw her. Like I'm not even looking at the door and I saw somebody back there and I looked back and he was just like pushed the door open and walked out. And like teaching my son about like just courtesy of other people, right? Not go out of your way for people, but when it's something like holding a door for people, I want him to grow up and have those foundational ways he goes about his life, right? At a minimal.
Yeah, common courtesies.
Yeah, so he just let that shit go, and he wasn't looking back, but the way I go about things is if I'm going through a door, I always look, for whatever reason I do this, I look back behind me, and I usually look all over, like especially when I'm driving, which confuses some people that are in my passenger seat. They think I'm not looking.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at everything at all times. I'm like scanning the mirrors. It's just something that I do, but I do it in real life. I do it in my day-to-day life too. I scan because I don't want to be fucking shocked by anything or surprised or have anybody fucking run into me. And it's just something I subconsciously do all the time. So I saw this person coming and my son just let the door go. Because I always assume there's somebody behind me. And I don't want to fucking slam it and be like, have this thing where it maybe gets me into an issue or whatever. Hasn't happened yet. But, yeah, just people aren't aware of like anything going on around them. They look boring. They're fucking, I'm not saying I'm the most interesting looking
sometimes.
Yeah. And they're, like you said, there's this people staring at something. It's like, are you going to get that? Or whatever.
Or like I have something that I know I want. Say I go to Walmart. This happened the other day. I went to Walmart down the spices aisle, and I knew exactly what I was looking for.
What kind of spice were you looking for?
It was actually hot sauce that I was looking for. It wasn't down the spice aisle. It was down the spicy aisle.
Yeah.
So down like where the olives are and shit.
I wish it said that spicy.
Spicy. So I go and I'm like looking for this particular hot sauce, and there's this dude like grabbing things off of the shelves and putting them in his cart, and then he stops and he's looking at the shelves for like a minute. And I'm like waiting there, clearly like I need to get something from where he is, and I didn't want to be rude because he's standing like this close to it. So I didn't want to like reach in front of his face, right? That's invading people's personal space. I'm not trying to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'll go get something else and then I'll come back around. Took 5 minutes and I come around. The dude is still standing there.
You don't just go, hey, can I grab something?
I did at that point.
Okay.
But like I didn't expect him to be there 5 minutes later. You know what I mean? So I come back around and I'm like, hey, excuse me, I just need to grab something real quick, and grabbed it. He's like, oh yeah. And as soon as I grabbed my stuff, he left. So I don't know. It was like he was downloading something, right?
Yeah.
Or you get another one is where you're like walking on a trail or something, or an aisleway it's wide, but it's supposed to be like a two-way thing. And this happens a lot. I go for walks and hikes and climbs and all kinds of stuff. And this happens to me all the fucking time.
Always?
Good, thank you.
Okay. Is that what you don't need water?
No, I actually want to try one of those. The
try
long ones. I'll try it then. Okay, give me that one. Thanks.
It's good. There's sugar in it, which is weird because
that's all right.
Yeah.
So,
Jesus Christ, I'm fucking things up.
Like, it should be a two-way walk, right? Say you're on like the boardwalk at the Nisqually Reach down the road.
Yeah.
And there's people going in one direction. In front of you, they're going in the same direction as you, okay? But they're walking 4 people wide on the boardwalk. So you can't go around them. But you have to walk up behind them and say, excuse me, or on your left, so you can get by. But like in my mind, if I'm walking with 4 people, I'm like, hey, walk in front of me. So people can get by us.
Yeah, dude.
Situational awareness.
I have, yeah, I don't like when you're in a tight area. I know the area you're talking about. That water, that boardwalk is super slick, and it's always wet for whatever reason, or it's like slimy or something. You know?
Yeah, in the woods part, yeah, for sure.
And it can be so congested when people are going both ways, and it's like, get off of my fucking side.
Yeah.
Go behind me or in front. Like, And then
Like, you
don't
don't-
look at me. Just walk. We can talk and I
Yes.
can hear you. You don't have to fucking get over here to.
Even 2 wide in some cases is fine. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when people are walking 4 wide and you have to like engage them to get them to move out of the way.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, didn't see you there." Like, no shit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, because they were like looking at some fucking other digital bird type.
Yeah, or they
creature.
stop mid, like they're walking and they just stop in the middle of the walk path instead of like going off to the side. They just
Doing
stop
the
in the
dad
middle.
pose,
Let me
just
take my
standing
phone
there.
out and take a picture of this duck. It's like a normal fucking duck. that
Normal
people-
ass fucking
yeah.
duck. Because there's nothing
Those
real.
people are
There's cool.
NPCs, dude.
There's cool stuff over there, but like,
Yeah, you
it's
can
usually just seeing a duck.
Seagulls. People are taking pictures of seagulls. I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
You might see me pissing in the bushes over there sometimes. I seemed it because that walkway is so long. I think it's 4 miles round trip.
It's you can do 5. If you do
Is it
the
5?
route that I take, you can do 5 miles on it.
Okay.
You go all the way out to the end of the boardwalk, back, and then around by the river, and it's 5 miles.
How long is that boardwalk by itself? It's got to be over a mile or 2.
Oh yeah, I think it's 2.
Yeah. I get out there and I'm like, cool, we're here. I've done it multiple times and
Yeah.
I always forget that I'm like, I gotta fucking walk all the way back there. Jeez. So yeah, the simulation theory, right? Explain that from your perspective, what you think of it as.
Well, the way I see it is a lot like the way it's been interpreted in like the Matrix, right? So
like
we're-
from like the way people describe it, or like the Matrix.
yeah,
Okay.
like the Matrix, because it's like I don't know how to explain it really in my own terms, but I can use other people's, you know what I mean? Like other people's ideas. I haven't really thought about it in depth in my mind of what that simulation might entail or what outside the simulation is like.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, I think other people are NPCs.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It could very well be that you're the only human.
Wouldn't that
Conscious
be fucking? It's
thing.
like the Truman Show, but like everything else is simulated.
Yeah, all those people are real in the thing, but they're all like in this TV show.
Yeah.
So you could be the only person. I could be just.
Or you could be the only person.
Yeah, that also, because I feel like that sometimes.
And I'm just here to validate your feelings.
Yeah. Why does he keep showing up? It's in his programming. I thought that from when I was a kid, before the whole concept of the simulation was. I'm sure it's been around since before we were born, but like it had to have been like people thinking like, is this a fucking not real or whatever? And I think it probably started people thinking that way after video games became in existence.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, once like deja vu started happening to people, you know.
Yeah, the Mandela effect and otherwise.
Yeah. I get all that. Like that shit happens to me because I'm a normal fucking person.
Yeah.
But when it does happen, you're like, how does that happen? I
Yeah.
don't understand that.
I saw something the other day. Everything could be AI generated because like you showed me the video of the fucking Unreal thing and I
Yeah.
thought it was real because I didn't actually listen to the audio.
You should, yeah.
Or look at it.
If you see the comments in there, people are like, "Why would you go in there? That's so stupid."
Same like me.
And if you
This
look
is
at his
how-
page, digital creator,
Yeah.
and it says something about like Real Engine 6 and
It's so fucking realistic.
yeah,
You've sent me multiple videos where I didn't look at it. I just watched the thumbnail
Mhm.
and I was telling you, sending voice messages. I was like, why the fuck would that dude go in there? And then you've been like, fucking idiot. Yeah. Like you need, both myself and David were like watching these videos and going, fucking stupid. It was the Greta Thunberg thing. And it was a fake thing or whatever, but it's like
you
a
just
very
reading
well,
the subtitles.
it very well could be realistic
Yeah.
because of what's happening in the world. But yeah, so I've thought about not simulation theory, but I have thought from when I was like 8 years old that a few things, and I'll talk about this other thing that has nothing to do with the Matrix. It's a death theory almost. So it kind of could. It was like resetting your life or whatever. But I've always had this theory, like, not a theory. I'm not a scientist. But I thought what if I'm the only fucking person and everybody's just fucking moving around, but not simulation theory or anything like we're video games. I was like, what if I'm the only person? Everybody else is just like a figment of my imagination or
Oh
whatever.
shit!
Um,
It's like the schizo theory, right?
yeah. Like I am talking to no one right now.
Or what if all the schizos are the ones that are normal, and we're the ones that are
They're
crazy?
unlocked, dude. They're clearly unlocked in multiple ways. They're just, schizophrenia is a weird one too. But anyway, my death thing. I've had times where, specifically, this is when I started thinking about it. Have you ever taken a car and gone fast as fuck on this back road and know there's a hill that drops dramatically and you just fucking launch off of it? Have you ever done that?
That weird feeling.
No, I mean, have you purposely driven a
to
car
get that
to
feeling.
launch, to get your car to lift off the
Yes.
ground? Yeah. I've been in cars that people have done that, like when I was too young to drive or whatever, super crazy, with like, say, my brother or some of my friends' older brothers, and it's just, I think a lot of kids do that.
Yeah.
When you learn to drive, it's like one of the first things you do. It's like, I could drive, and you launch. Dude, I had this shitty 1976 Buick Skylark was my first car. I got it off of this old lady whose husband died, and she sold it to me for $50. Perfectly fine car. Just a dead dude's
Did he
car.
die in it? Like,
I
what?
have no fucking clue. These are the questions I didn't ask.
$50, goddamn.
But I used to take that fucking car, and I had another one was like a fucking 80s Buick Skylark. So it was like a thing for is it a Skylark? A Buick Ford Sky? I don't know.
It's I don't know. I don't know the brand.
Yeah, whatever. A Skylark and a fucking what was the first one? A Skylark and a Buick, whatever. I had these shitty cars when I was younger, like you do. And I used to take both of them.
It's Buick
Skylark.
Yep.
Yeah. So I used to take them, and they're heavy as fuck cars, right? Like,
yeah,
you can smash
a
it.
Fucking boat. Yeah.
Knock a tree down. Made of iron. I used to launch those fucking things. And I thought about this on one of them because I hit, and it was after I went over, I didn't high center, but I went over like a pothole or something like that in a town called Kingston, New York, where I'm from originally. And I hit this pothole because the roads were like shitty as fuck, and bent the I can't remember the thing, but it makes the wheels go up and down with the shocks, whatever it is.
Yeah.
A swing arm or whatever the fuck it's called. And I bent that. And so if I hit a pothole or something like that, it would actually kick the fucking ass end out slightly. It would because the way the shock was, it would just go kind of kick the car a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over one of those jumps on this back road, coming back from work, just fucking hauling ass. Had to have been doing like fucking 50 miles per hour down this 30 mile per hour road, or even faster.
When you say hauling ass, I think faster.
Well,
but that's
I
fast.
didn't want to say 80 because that sounds ridiculous, but it was probably somewhere in between 50 and 80. It was on a road that's like meant for 30 miles per hour. That's yeah. I remember the specific part, and I would always do this. Have greater success than this one time, and I would just land and it would go boom because I had like air ride suspension or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it would go up, it would slowly go up, like a slow incline, and then it had like this little dip at the top, and then the fucking next part, it was like a dramatic drop off. So if you're going 30, you're not gonna fucking fly, but I was so I would go over that, and it was like a long dip and then up, and you fucking launch, dude. And I remember hitting that when it landed, and it fucking went boom and like kicked the whole fucking car up like this and back and forth. And on either side of the road, it was just like, it was down into these woods, and it like went towards it, and I fucking corrected real quick, scared the fuck out of me. And I remember thinking, like, what if I actually just died? I literally I was going so fast that I could have fucking died. What if I actually did? And moments before you die, like the whole thing about seeing my life flash before my eyes, I didn't see that, but I'm saying people say that. What if you actually fucking died during that, and it just your life continues on through whatever?
I was thinking that same thing, because I was going to tell you, I've had those thoughts before, to where like I've done a lot of crazy shit in my life, dangerous shit, to where I probably shouldn't have survived, but I did. What if I just continue, like I'm dead, but like just Like the consciousness continues in a different place or different. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
It goes along with if you knew the term. If you knew the term simulation theories, you would be like, oh, this is like, if I did, it's like, just like, this is my second life or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, whatever your consciousness is, you smash, you fucking die, and the consciousness continues on. This is before I knew about fucking simulation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Continues on, you just continue on your life. Maybe you've died 15 times, and you're just continuing on, and whatever this consciousness is, this is fake, whatever.
It's like
thought about
an
that.
alternate reality.
Yeah,
different. What's the fucking word?
Alternate dimension.
Yeah,
You've
alternate,
slipped.
different dimension.
You've slipped into that next dimension.
Yeah,
that's kind of, I guess, if I'm thinking back on that. You gotta take a call.
I don't know who this is.
We'll pause here.
Hello.
Pause.
Hey, you have the wrong number.
Or maybe we won't. We'll add that in. Was she looking for Gabby?
Gabby or Debbie? Weird.
Either or.
She like kept calling. That's why I'm like, what the fuck?
I've had
3
this
times.
I've had this motherfucker call me the past few days. It says telemarketer. And, I always get calls for my job. And I'm like, maybe it's just like the caller ID sometimes, depending on where they're calling from, is different than what it is. I'm like, maybe this has been marked as somebody's reported this number. I'm like, this person needs my fucking information.
Yeah.
It's in my brain. I'm like,
dude,
they don't.
We're
talk.
talking about different dimensions of simulations. That was probably like the Overlord, and they're like,
hey, let me fuck up their conversation.
We need to change their mindset here. Get them off track.
So I've seen this video. Mandela effect, right?
Yeah.
So like things are just changed. We're slipping into another dimension, like what people think it is. But I also saw a video is like, I don't know if it's a new concept of it, but it's not actually slipping. It's like a government intervention to actively get rid of information and change it. So over the years, when something happens, they slowly slip in subliminal things through the CIA or whatever to change the perspective where people start saying stuff different, to where it's not actually like they saw something a while ago, but then it's slowly been changed through like government intervention to get everybody to say something else so that they can slowly remove it out of homes. Like that movie Shazam by, like, you've seen that one?
Yeah.
Kazam.
It's Kazam.
Kazam, yeah. Shazam was like the fucking
Shazam's the superhero one.
Oh yeah. So Kazam is like the
Kazam is the genie one.
Sinbad says that never exists, and then there's a new video out where he goes, "There's 3 videos left," but he might be fucking with people because it's been going on so long. Yeah, I heard that recently where it was like, it's not actually like things are changing. It's just like all of these entities are fucking with things, and it's like, but why would they change Kazam?
I heard a theory about when they used the Hadron Collider for like the first time. That's when the Mandela effect started taking effect. So like using that like triggered something, and it fucking brought these like different dimensions together, and there's like these little slips that just interact with each other, and that's what we're seeing is we're remembering something, but we're already in a different timeline or time or path or whatever. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, like, and it always goes after like popular culture shit, like
Kazam, Fruit of the Loom, or whatever it is, and then with the cornucopia,
the Berenstein Bears, and the Bernstein Bears.
So here's a thought. So what if it's continuous and like you can pick up on things, right? So like, example, the word nuclear, but there's like half the population, if not more, says nuclear, and then on down the line, people are going to look back and be like, "What's nuclear?" It was nuclear the whole time.
I'm sure that's a pretty simple one. Right?
It's just fucking happening as we speak.
Nuclear. I don't fucking know the difference. And is your family a nuclear or nuclear family where they're radioactive? Or it's a contained unit.
What does the word nuclear mean, though?
That's a good question. Smart
like
people know
collision
these
of
things.
atoms and stuff.
Yeah.
And fission and all that shit.
Technically, babies are made by smashing atoms together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
Two dudes
fucking
named Adam.
yeah. Two dudes named
They're
Adam
just
colliding
smashing.
their atoms as they butt fuck each other in their nuclear family, or nuclear family, whatever that. What else are your thoughts on that shit?
Oh fuck, man! I feel like we could just talk about it forever, but I mean, my thoughts are that we're in a reality. I don't think it's a simulated one. It's a reality because not this many people could assume that we're in a simulation together and not have a way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is a way out. There's always, you can always quit. Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
We care about you, even though we've never met you before.
I just feel like if we were in a simulation together, we wouldn't be all on the same wavelength for it.
What about an organic simulation? As I've talked about in the past, and I've always thought about it since I started talking about it. It is a simulation, but it's kind of free will simulation, and it's like life, right? But if you look at the way people are constructed, DNA from like your whole existence, your DNA, it's all constructed with code. That's just like a software program.
Yeah.
I believe now they've figured out the whole DNA strand, or, you know, whatever I'm saying. Don't fucking fillet me online or whatever. You could take that essentially, and they're saying in the next years or so, you can upload consciousness and all this stuff and have like a conversation with a dead relative because you program their brain into a computer, or the way they speak and everything. That probably is with AI. But what if you are born, your mom and dad fucked each other. He was like, your mom takes cream pies, because you know she does. Fuck. She did, at least. All of our parents did. Is like, we're having a baby, and then they go to tell their family. Everybody celebrates, but it's meanwhile like you're telling your
like,
father.
I came
or
inside
mom,
her.
Yeah, I totally blow loads into your fucking daughter or whatever, and I do it a lot. And that has a DNA code in it that plants the seed to create human beings as we know them, and that code has been passed on. That's why people look similar over the generations and time span.
Yeah. You
see pictures of fucking Nicolas Cage in the fucking vampire times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that was a specific time in history, the vampire times.
Yeah. It's too weird now to have vampire times. I'm sure people do it, but it's like, you know, like watch Bram Stoker's Dracula. I got the book right over there, if you can see it, that black one.
Nice.
That is. I've been over Halloween. I remember
you telling me about it. Yeah.
It's actually a really good story.
Nice.
Nicolas Cage was like, he's got people back in the vampire times that look just like him, you know? Not many people that look like Billy the Kid, though.
No.
He's a weird looking dude.
I saw a recent picture of him.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, he's fucking ugly guy.
Like recent, like he's around still?
No, like somebody just found a picture and like they enhanced it to like,
yeah, it's rough.
I was like, oof.
He looks like a fucking retard. Seriously.
Yeah.
This motherfucker was doing all kinds of shit, like leading a gang. Like, who's following Dopey,
yeah.
dude? This autistic person can shoot real well.
It's probably because he was a little bit taller than the rest of them. Like,
now, back in those,
look up to this guy.
Back in those times, like cowboy times, kind of a little bit after vampire times,
significantly
right?
After.
Yeah. Did you really have to shoot that good, or could you just kind of be okay?
You know, I feel like you could just kind of be okay, because there were some people like Calamity Jane that would like show off their talents and like shoot backwards and upside down and all that shit.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, like, you're in a shootout and they got these 6-shooters. The guns don't jam. You know what I mean? You're going to shoot all your bullets. That's what they're built for. But goddamn, like, I feel like not a lot of people die.
There's like some people are naturally good at stuff right away, but I don't feel like if you don't have a basis of understanding for fundamentals on a weapon, it's like
Well, half of them shot from the hip. Like, what the fuck, man? You're
Yeah,
not gonna hit much.
You're not anybody's Huckleberry. You're not. It's Huckleby. The Matrix has changed everything now.
Like, there's a reason for like dueling. Shortly after the cowboy times, there was the dueling times, right? For where gentlemen with mustaches and canes and suits would duel each other, and they'd stand they say 10 paces, turn around, and they're standing sideways, and they aim with their arm stretched out with one arm.
Yeah.
And fire. Sometimes they missed, sometimes they didn't. But like, you have to have aim in that regard.
Well, yeah, and what I'm saying is like nowadays, like a lot of people are getting into like practice shooting and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like there was shooting schools or anything back then, right? Like nobody's fucking teaching people.
It was maybe like a one-on-one teaching thing. Like, hey, let me show you how to shoot,
military
Billy
or whatever.
the Kid.
The military, the army or whatever, back in when they're trying to round up them damn dirty engines. There's not that. Yeah, so why the fuck did I start talking about this? Vampire times. Oh, people that look similar to each other, like Nicolas Cage back in the Vampire. There's pictures of fucking first photos. Somebody looks like Nicolas Cage, and then they put all these different people. Yeah. Right. Was Nicolas Cage a vampire? Yes, he was in fucking Renfield. Yeah. See, I'm telling you. And Dracula, Vlad the Impaler, which is an awesome. Also, have you ever like looked at Vlad the Impaler, the actual story of like? Yep. I want to go to fucking Romania. I got my passport now. I want to go there, but it's kind of a sketcy time to be in Eastern Europe. But yeah, I think that with simulation theory, bringing it back to that, there's something to that maybe this is all real and people are thinking about it in the conventional way is like, oh, this is a video game. We're all in a fucking computer program, right? But maybe it's just like it is real, but there's code in everything, which there is. If you break it down to numbers, there's code in everything to include your dad's sperm shooting hot loads into your mom as programming, and it came from somewhere else. It just, you're born as a person. You're in a simulation which was created by some other being, which there may be, if you can throw out religion, there might be other beings that are like just in these different stages of fucking dimension, higher dimensional beings that have created us. Get rid of aliens, which probably exist, but get rid of them as the ones that seeded this planet. Seeding the planet. They're just jerking off on plants or whatever. To
kind of go off topic a little bit, remember when we talked about non-corporeal beings?
Yes.
And then like last year, 2023, they came out and said that there's like non-corporeal beings. I was like, oh shit.
Who said that?
The government, dude.
Government?
In like government documents that got leaked, they're talking about it. I was like, oh shit.
Again?
We were ahead of time on that, man.
Yeah, because they were, I gotta look that up. It's a new release document?
Yeah.
Damn. So that if you think about aliens and what I've heard in my research, looking through leather-bound books, the dude David Grush that's come out and like he's talking about that. How like there's it's like, bro, how are you not? It's hard for anybody to take somebody serious when they're talking about interdimensional beings that who the fuck knows though? Everything's weird. Like the fact that all this shit exists.
Well, on your biological download idea, right, or theory, if you get this DNA downloaded, they're also uploading some kind of consciousness, right? Because at a certain age or around a certain age is when the lights come on, and then people develop personalities.
It's like 2 or 3, right?
Yeah,
something like
that. So before that, they don't remember anything. You can't remember anything. You try to think back to when you were 2 years old. There's nothing. It's fucking blank.
Yeah.
I remember back to when I was like 4, 3 in some, like one case maybe when I was on Guam. I have memories of Guam. When I lived on Guam, I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
It was from when I was 6 months old to when I was 4. I remember some times and doing things in Guam. Like I learned how to swim there. I remember jumping over a dead snake that somebody like spray painted. But maybe those are uploaded memories. So fuck if I know.
My earliest memory is breaking my leg. Like probably one of my first memories is breaking my leg on one of those swing set things.
Oh shit!
You know, they used to have these swings that were like 2-seaters made of metal.
Yep.
And had a platform there you could put your leg clearly through this thing. And when your older brother is swinging it like a madman, and the whole swing set is like lifting out of the ground, and you put your leg down there to stop it, it's going to snap right in half.
Ouch.
And I remember broke my leg like that, and then managed to get out of because it was like back, and then it was up where his side was, put my leg down in between to stop it because he wouldn't stop, and it snapped right in fucking half. And it was just like, yeah,
fuck,
fuse it
Traumatic.
different. I have like a fucking a weird dog leg or some shit. Yeah, so that was like one of my first memories.
I remember my dad's birthday in Guam, and we didn't have a cake or anything, and he had just gotten back from rotation on a ship. He was in the Navy, and we brought him like a plate with fruit on it, and we stuck one candle like in the side of a banana. And I tell that story to my mom and my brothers, and they're like, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. Fuck if I know. But then I talked about on the podcast before those shadow being things.
Yeah.
That was in Guam too.
That was your first.
I have these.
Your first memory is a terrifying
Yeah,
demon
dude.
trying to drag you to hell.
Trying to pull me through. Shit.
Yeah, broke my leg and don't remember it hurting, but I remember crawling my fucking old wobbly leg up to the house, and I just sat there like, I didn't say what the fuck, but it was like, what the fuck's happening? I'm sitting there and everybody's screaming as they're hear my mom galvanizing around the house. Galvanizing is probably not a good word for that. She's like, la 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 la. Coming
Dude,
to get me.
maybe you died right there.
Maybe I died. My leg chopped off and I bled out. And my brother ran up and my mom came and got me in the hospital. It's all, it's downloading it. Your dick is a USB stick. Think about if you have crypto or whatever, it's like a cold storage wallet. You're plugging that shit in the computer. It's putting information in there and backwards and forward and all over the place.
STDs or viruses.
Yeah. On a city looking like a motherboard, right? Which they do. Like if you're just a high level perspective, godlike perspective, you're looking down. There's green around it. It looks like a fucking motherboard. And if you watch the cars on the street, they're just NPC like going places. They're going to the fucking Dollar General. They're going to the fucking Safeway to throw their fucking currency at it. And they're doing things, but there's nothing in there. They're just fucking going places. And it's much like an electrical current on a fucking, if you've watched the movie Hackers, where they show like lights, digital lights going around and stuff like that. It's like that with people though. So simulation, my thoughts could be, it's organic life. We're all doing stuff, but some people have the lights are on more than others. Some are not. They're just in the spicy aisle, just looking at a box of fucking something.
If you think back to vampire times, right?
Yeah.
Imagine flying over that town. Would it still look the same? Hard to say, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying is like we're organic beings that are creating the motherboard. Yeah. Creating the AI, creating all the stuff. First computer didn't look like what they do today.
Oh, yeah, fuck no.
They look like
this is what they look like now.
Yeah. Tubes and shit, pushing liquids of some sort.
Yeah.
Massive room full of things to do addition. You know? Yeah. It's organic. It's a fucking organic simulation. I know.
The Earth is the computer.
It's the motherboard, and we just cover it in bullshit.
That's wild.
Global warming. It's happening, dude. You know, I'm always cold. What are you, a woman? Shit.
No, you're a vampire.
But on the thought of like subconscious, digital dimension stuff, you've heard of this thing called Randonautica. Yeah. Are you a Randonaut?
I'm not yet.
Gonna be, right?
Gonna be.
So we're gonna do a Randonautica poll here. I don't know if that's what it's called, but we're gonna do that. For anybody that doesn't know about this, it's this fucking app that, as YouTube videos will describe, takes the internet by storm, and no one knows how it works, except for probably the people that created it. It's supposedly mathematical calculation of the way you feel, right? Is that your interpretation of it?
From what I heard on videos, it's like taking into consideration your consciousness and feeling into what you're putting into the text of the app, right?
Okay.
And then it interprets that and tells you to go somewhere, gives you a location.
The videos I've watched, you've watched, and we've just watched before this to get it fresh in our fucking brains. There's always a dead body. It's where it always goes.
Well, that's what draws people in, right?
Is that those are the only videos that people are posting? Is like the fucking dead
the
dude
gory
with just
shit.
dick hanging out. Or that last video seemed to be all in Mexico.
Yeah, well, it's South America, yeah.
South America, right? Same shit.
Central and South.
Okay, so I'm reading this from just a website, and it says a description of it. So this thing says, Randonautica is an app that touts itself as the world's first and only quantumly generated create-your-own-adventure app. And by that, it means it generates random coordinates for people to walk to and check out. Naturally, when you send thousands of people to a random spot that they've never been, which are owned by who knows, some sketchy stuff happens. The real mystery comes from the app's questionnaire, which asks the users their intentions. So think about what your intention is going to be when we do this. We'll talk about that too. And then, as it's so often the case, seemingly produces those desires out of thin air with coordinates. The internet is full of stories, photos, and videos from Randonautica users who have stumbled upon some creepy business. Here's okay, and then it's like
the
giving
one
references
that we saw where the dude was thinking of something red and put it into that, and then it brought him to like an abandoned or like a field, an empty field except for one item, and in the middle of that field was like a big red couch.
Yeah,
just abandoned couch,
which is weird. And then there's like I think probably the most known story is like the suitcase with a body in it.
Yeah.
There's usually a body. Red couch, whatever. So this is what it looks like. And you have to have these things called owl tokens. They give you can get this is the free version. I don't pay for it because I've done 2 of these with the owl coins I had. Seems like a cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Coon coin.
Yeah. Coon coin.
Owl coins.
And since I haven't done it in so long, I've got a ton of them now.
Nice.
So it's like 15. This one's 20 to do a power generation. So the 2 options are anomalies and blind spots, which I don't know what either are. So the anomalies, most anomalous area of random points. This requires 20 owl tokens. And within the subcategories is an attractor, which is a dense area of random points. Power is most anomalous area of random points, and then avoid a sparse area of random points. Don't know what any of that means.
Me either.
Blind spots, quantum random coordinates under quantum, and pseudo mathematically coordinated coordinate. It requires 1 owl token. The other one, quantum, requires 5. Ooh, my stomach is rumbling. And then there's like a flower boost. I don't know what the fuck that means. So as you scan out, you don't draw an area, but as you zoom in, it does.
Okay.
And it's based on your current location, like
Yeah.
how far do you want to go? I think you can go. You got to upgrade if you go a certain distance, 10 kilometers, it looks like. So within there, we're gonna pick one. What do you think? Anomalies or blind spots? What's
fucking blind spots?
What's in your blind spots and the quantum one? So what we're supposed to do right now is we're supposed to have intentions of what we want to find. Don't say dead body.
No
it's
dead
already in
bodies.
our brains. So it's like, so we're going to do this and then maybe we'll go to it after, whenever we have free time, we'll go to check this out.
Yeah, I'm thinking briefcase full of cash.
Yeah, that would be dope, dude. We obviously covered, the cash covering a dead body.
Yes. It's just got a hand cut off or something
You like
stuck to it.
dig into it and it's like your fingers go into somebody's stomach. It pops. I did this already, like I said, 2 times. One of them it sent me, both of them it sends you that I did. It sent me to crazy private property. One was like, I think, I don't know who owns it, but it's clearly a fence in the way. The first one was near like all the movie theater and all that stuff, and then it's a drop off into like a recessed area for like water runoff and whatever. And went to that one, and the fence was clearly pried back, probably homeless people, right?
Guaranteed.
Yeah, and where it was so thick, dense. So that's one of the reasons I didn't want to go. But other than that, I'm by myself, and I know that there's homeless people all over the fucking place, and they want nothing more than to just stab me with a heroin needle instead of doing it themselves. I thought about flying my drone over it, but based on what's around it, I didn't want to fly it over it because I don't
Probably
know.
would have hit a tree.
Yeah. And so I went there, and I kind of, there's a trail that leads down exactly to where I could see it wrap around down the hill and go into this super thick, dense wooded area. And I was like, I'm not going down there. I'm not going to get fucking surprised by something. What if there is a dead body down there and I just stumble upon it? Now I have to call the cops and be like, I found a dead body trespassing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, did you put the dead body there?
Well, that's what they were talking about on that video we watched. Like, these 3 guys happened upon a dead body. Now they're the main suspects. Like,
yeah, because for the video they probably killed that person. So, and then the other one was somebody's property, and it's had huge amount, like it's if you go down there, it has like RV, like fucked up RVs with like tarps over them, and just you have to go on this dude's property, whoever owns it. You have to go in there to get to the thing, because it was very precise based on what my selection was. It was like in this patch of trees that's behind all these RVs and this fucked up house that looks like it also had a tarp on it.
Shit.
Because there's a hole in the roof
It's
or whatever.
definitely a dead body there.
Yeah. It's like, it looked like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the property. And I'm like, he clearly doesn't want people to go on there. So I didn't go there either. I only drove by it, and I looked in there, and I was like, fuck this, dude. I'm not doing this. Guy's probably looking to make me a skin suit. All right.
Or some boots.
Some nice boots. Are you the fucking Randonautica man? So we're gonna pick, how big of a radius do you want? Up to 10 kilometers.
Let's go 8, because that sounds like a good number.
And I think a random coordinate. So this is gonna be just one location as opposed to a bunch of them. So then you spend your owl coin and you generate. And what are we thinking?
Suitcase full of cash.
Suitcase full of cash.
It's like,
what do you know?
Brings us to a bank.
Hawks Prairie, over in the Hawks Prairie area, into a swamp.
There's a swamp over there?
Look at that. No, it's like definitely where a dead body would be. There's it looks like a walking trail.
I wonder if I've been there already.
We'd have to cross a river.
How the fuck do you cross a river?
I don't know, you gotta ford it. I think that's how you do it. Maybe there's some rock face, like a cliff or something.
Can I see it?
Yeah, go ahead. Check that out. What's your thought on that? Suitcase full of cash. It looks like somewhere somebody would ditch it.
Where we are here.
It's pretty far. It's 8 kilometers or so.
It's weird. I can't like make out. Okay, there we are. Okay. So that's the north side of the freeway. Down. There's Carpenter. Make a left. I know exactly where that is.
Have you been there before?
I almost bought a house by it. I almost bought this house on the corner right here.
Is that your neighborhood?
No.
Okay.
This is this right here is the salt water comes in from the bay out here, and it comes along this path and goes back here. There is a spot where people park up here, but I've never been back in there.
Yeah.
I don't know what's back there.
Tell you what, suitcase full of cash, dude.
There's a suitcase full of
We're
cash.
fucking going. How that looks extremely challenging. The video shut off. It looks extremely challenging Not extremely,
take a
but
screenshot of it
well,
so
yeah.
that you can use that. Maybe put that as a thumbnail or something as a background or some shit.
create. So this is the other thing. After you do that, it's start journey. So I don't know what. Let's tap that. Save your point. Saving it. I'm gonna name this because it says, "What would you like to call this?" Suitcase full of cash. Suitcase full of cash.
Hell yeah.
Bookmark it. And then it gives you map directions. That's pretty sweet. Oh, there's no, let's see, 9-minute car drive to it. Let's see this overview. So it looks like you can get pretty close.
Yeah.
You can drive up there. And then
Does it take you back into that neighborhood?
Well, here you go.
Yeah, that's taking you all the way down Hollywood Drive to the end of it where there's houses. So these houses, these are like multi-million-dollar houses because I've driven down that road and looked at them before.
Exactly. A perfect spot for a suitcase full of cash.
But like I said, out at the beginning of it, where Hollywood Drive is, if you go down the road, down Hawkesbury Road, right here is an area where you can park. I've seen people park there.
Perfect.
So I think that there's a way to get back.
Like, what
into
else are they doing? It looks like a treacherous journey just to get there.
Yeah.
What kind of land do you think that is?
It's
Is it
all
swampy.
Land, it's
so
swampy.
there is there's no gators in it. Good for us. Marshy as fuck. It looks like, dude. I'm telling you,
You're gonna have to wear some good boots back there.
wear my galoshes. Yeah, you gotta wear some nice leather skin shit kickers. Yeah, these are pretty big houses. You're not crossing their property. Is that a cliff? Let's see.
I don't think so.
Okay. 3D. Let's see that. It is a elevated.
When we get, I can drive us there because I know exactly where it is. Once we get to the spot, you'll be like, "Wow, I drive by this all the fucking time."
Yeah, I probably do. It's yeah. I do go there all the time. That's cool. All right, let's generate another one. I saved that one. And then the other option is
it lets you do multiple.
You create a report. Sensitive content. There's a sensitive content you put. You publish a report. Suitcase full of cash.
You're putting it in there already?
Yeah. Because it will ask your intent. But I also was thinking dead body.
Oh, shit. Now we're going to find both.
Yeah. So let's generate a new point. Talk about that. Let's do not blind spots. Anomaly. Attractor, dense area of random points, most anomalous area of random points, or sparse area of random points.
The middle one.
Good. Generate, breathe and focus, suitcase full of cash.
And midgets.
Midgets, and suitcase full of cash. What you matters do, be sincere, allow your mind to manifest.
A midget holding a suitcase full of cash.
In a tuxedo. Yeah. And now it's taking a little bit longer, so avoid power anomaly. So this one is kind of farther away. It says it gives you a radius. So that was a specific point. This one gave us a radius, that area, and we're supposed to go there and look for something. Midgets holding a suitcase full of cash. Like multiple midgets, because they're not picking it up by themselves.
Okay, this is out past Long Lake, back past St. Clair. On the right side, that's Long Lake, right? Yeah.
Is the fairgrounds in that circle?
No. This is past that. These look like train tracks.
Exactly. If I was a train robbing midget. Give me all your money. They do it in this high pitched voice as they collectively rob it. And then they jump off onto little ponies, like miniature horses.
Fucking ponies.
And they have the suitcase full of cash. And what do you know? It's like their little slimy carny fingers fucking lose the suitcase. That's full of cash.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, dude. Perfect.
It's so it put like the point right on somebody's house, and then the radius is like a corner of woods and then private property on the other 3 sides.
I also thought dead body when I was doing that too, so maybe it's a dead midget holding a suitcase full of cash.
And it's like in the corner of the woods right here.
It's probably, why would it be in somebody's backyard or something like that? It's in that. Can we get to it?
Oh my God.
That's where I left the suitcase full of cash.
You're not going to believe this. I'm going to zoom in on something.
Dude. I was terrified of that Unreal Engine video. I was like, why is he going in that house? What are you looking for?
I'm going to show you just a minute.
Did you see something or you know something?
I know something is there.
Freaking me out.
Okay, drive in.
I'm going to guess it's not a midget. An object. Some sort of artifact. Not shaped like a suitcase, a midget, or cash. It's none of those things.
Why is it putting me... Okay. I drive in.
Do you go to this place much?
Yes, all the fucking time.
It seems like we're going to places that you've been before.
It's weird, man. Turn left. Okay, yep.
Jesus.
Check this out, okay?
Show me.
This is the plot.
Okay.
Right here.
Is it outside the circle?
Yeah, just outside the circle.
Okay.
So it's like down the street a little bit and into a cul-de-sac.
Uh-huh.
You've been here before. This is Daniel's house. This is my brother's house.
Oh my God.
Within walking distance.
Can we get there?
Of the circle. This is right on the corner of, what is the street called?
You don't need to say it.
Yeah, it's right on the corner. There's a walking path right here that leads back this way. So yes, we can get to this area.
Perfect.
People park there all the time on that corner as well.
What's the walking path? Like, what is it? Is it just a nature
never been
trail
there.
or something?
There's that area back there is DNR land, I think. I think it's just woods.
My best guess.
I've been back there, but only behind my brother's house.
My best guess is this clearing right there would probably
be
fucking
A.
Start our search.
I like it.
Start the journey. Save the point. I'm gonna name it your brother's. Sweet.
That's weird that it pulled to 2 places that I know of really well.
I'm telling you, you are the Randonaut.
Just need me a new pair of boots.
Yeah, and if there is something to this, people seem to find weird shit. I think the ones that don't, they don't look hard enough. They're like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Like I did before I even went there. I think there's something to it with if we are in a simulation, why the fuck would it know our intentions of finding midgets with suitcase full of cash that just robbed a train? You know, how would it know that? There's something more to life than just these organic bodies. There's code like the Matrix. When you see the green numbers, it's floating out there. Ideas are being passed to each other. Information's being passed, and fucking now, a suitcase full of cash where we're gonna buy hookers and
like
blow.
These computers listen to us all the time.
Yeah.
They also, for some unknown reason, can pick up on what you're thinking about, right?
How?
Even if you don't fucking say it. Even if you're not looking it up. Blows my mind. Because I'll be like, I was brushing my teeth the other day. And I'm thinking in my head, man, It'd be crazy if I like got some dental work done and had some fancy teeth like I've seen on TV, right?
Fancy wooden teeth, like
like George Washington.
George Washington.
His were actually ivory and slave teeth, which is super weird. But
Yeah.
anyways, thinking that. And then I go to like scroll on my phone on Instagram and it's coming up with like pop-on veneers. I don't have bad teeth.
Yeah.
Like I have decent teeth.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Like it would come up with that, which I've never had it do after I was brushing my teeth.
Yeah. I
What
think
the fuck?
eventually your teeth have a lifespan, you know?
Yeah.
I have thought about the same thing. I've looked them up before, like how much do they cost? Does my insurance pay for them? Maybe them being together is transmitted data, geolocation.
Super weird.
It is. Yeah. Brushing them teeth, dude.
It just, the phone just hears.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know what that is. Now I'm going to fucking give this motherfucker some new teeth.
Fucking Alejandro's watching you, dude. Anyway, you got anything else for thoughts on
No,
everything? This is wild.
We'll follow up with you guys on what we find, or maybe what we spend our money on after we find that.
So I spent 10 days in
cash.
jail.
I got a midget pregnant, and now I have
Yeah.
a bunch of.
And
now
I
just-
left a dead
just
body.
Gave him the cash because I was, or her the cash. Shit.
Yeah. That'd be cool if there was that. Maybe you can, but if there was like you've done geocaching before?
Yes.
And there's multi-cache. This would be cool if it was like you get to that, say, yes, I'm doing. This is an idea for anybody that makes this app, if you're listening to it, or the information's passed, like somebody puts that in and the idea floats to their brain. If there was like, you have to go to this spot and then your intentions are inputted into the fucking quantum computer somehow, and then you're led on this journey that you just keep going on, and it brings you to different weird places based on
Almost like a scavenger hunt that you gotta like figure shit out when you get there.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Figure out the next clue. That'd be a sweet fucking app to make. It's like a treasure hunt type thing.
It's probably out there.
Yeah, it probably is. That reminds me of this dude named Forrest Fenn, who created a treasure hunt. The dude got he got cancer, and he was like, well, if I'm going to die, I'm going to make something fun for the rest of the people in the world to go out, to get them outside and enjoy life.
Was it his will treasure hunt where it's like,
It was just one that he made up, and he had clues that he wrote down in poetic form, right? And he put the treasure in a box somewhere and buried it. And these clues you had to figure out and find it. And he ended up beating the cancer, so he survived. And he just left the treasure. He's like, oh, I'll just leave it there till somebody finds it. He ended up dying, and then like 2 years ago or last year, within the last couple of years, somebody found it. Somebody actually found that fucking treasure. It was full of like gold and silver and jewels and shit that he put inside the box, which is awesome. Like,
that's sweet.
He got he probably got tens of thousands of people off their ass and out and enjoying time, like doing something, you know what I mean? In the woods or like wherever they were searching, got them off their ass, which is fucking cool to me. I want to do something like that before I die.
Build a treasure.
A treasure
You're
with some
put all
treasure.
your
I'll put
UFC NFTs in there.
Yeah. I'll put all kinds of shit in there.
Yeah.
Bottle caps, a sock.
A sock.
I'm gonna put vials of my jizz.
For populating.
It's like
the
a half-eaten Oreo. What the fuck kind of treasure is this?
This Oreo that's moldy has joined with the semen vials. It's creating a life form. It's just your face, just fucked up. Digital code into the Oreo, into the mold, creates a mushroom a bell fruit.
Oh man.
Anyway, thanks for fucking talking today, man.
Yeah, dude. Anytime.
I feel like Mr. Rogers with the shoe. Thanks for coming along.
Wash my feet.
Yeah. This thing's probably stanking the inside.
No, dude, these are good.
Okay.
I clean my feet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're fine. They smell like leather.
Nice.
Yeah. Like if you warm up some leather.
Yeah.
You leave it there. Wow, it smells like leather. Doesn't smell like nasty feet.
Yeah.
Like vinegary. No, it's just leather.
Your feet smell like vinegar?
No, I'm just saying. Like I've smelled some vinegary feet. You're like, God damn.
Yeah.
Not like up close, but I'm just taking a whiff.
So you grab those chicks by the fucking ankles and you can smell their fucking dogs, dude.
Just put them out here.
Spread them, yeah. instead of their fucking hot swamp
You're
ass.
like vinegar or fish.
Yeah.
Vinegar or fish.
Vinegar, fish, swamp ass, fucking burning latex. Let's be honest, we don't wear fucking rubbers.
Yeah, rubbers are gay.
I don't know what that smells like. Anyway.
But you'll never forget that smell.
Oh yeah, only have to smell it once and it invades
Seared
your
in
fucking
your brain.
psyche. It's that will send you into another dimension when you have all those things combined. Mandela effects. Anyway, thanks, man. It was a good time.
Yeah. Again, we'll follow up with you guys on what we find.
Well, at least
when we find
I'll at least post it on the social media.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it for no one to see because because of the fucking algorithms. Fucking algorithms, part of the matrix. Anyway, check out all the stuff Violent Professional. Obviously, you're here. Check them out. Check us out on social media. Violent Professional. You can check me out at Mike Whiskey Mike on Instagram.
Mike Whiskey Mike.
Hey man. Yeah. It's, Mike Whiskey at Mike Whiskey Mike. What
American Mark.
Sorry. Check out Mega Cosmic Adventure. Subscribe, like, and fucking comment on fucking Violent Professional because all of the YouTube people say it.
Fucking roast us.
Yeah, just fucking talk
Just
shit.
talk. Say something.
Just talk.
please.
Yeah. Do something, bro. It's like I looked at the algorithm or the insights the other day, and it was like that fucking turkey cock was like has 18,000 fucking or I don't know, fucking 18,000 likes and
Nice.
1 million views on it,
And
then like fucking 50,000 shares, and none of you motherfuckers can follow. Like what the fuck? They're sharing and just talking shit. Be like, this dude fucking sucks.
Look at this fucking turkey.
Yeah. You ever post something and then go to the insights and then like look at how many
all the
people
time.
share it and you're
Yeah.
like 2 people like this fucking post. Why are 100
not on
people
my own
sharing?
page, but on my MMA thing that
Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
all the time.
Do you
I'm
wanna
like, holy shit!
Do you
want to
talk about it or are you staying anonymous?
I'll stay anonymous
Okay.
for now.
Let it be a mystery. Go on fucking Randonautica. And if you do, tell us about it in the comments because that helps
Yes,
the podcast grow.
Send us some details of what you found.
For the 32 some odd people that have obviously made this podcast their number one, which is 32, I thought was cool.
That's a whole classroom full of people.
Yeah, there's more people that listen, like hundreds of thousands of people. No, not that many, but there's like a ton of followers on the podcast. It always grows. We get a ton of people that aren't subscribed that keep listening, like they keep coming back, but they didn't hit subscribe. If you're one of those people, subscribe. It helps the podcast. If you're obviously coming back, listen to the fucking subscribe so that it helps more people see it. That's how this shit works. Dude, it's free. Do me a favor, fucking subscribe. Just hit the button. It'll pop up in your feed, and if you don't want to listen that day, don't listen to it. Like my mom, she won't listen. She told me about it the other day. She's like, your seminar is inappropriate. I was like, what is this, a fucking TED Talk? No, it was about Mega Cosmic Adventure. I sent her the artwork that I've been working on. And I said, this is from the thing. If you don't remember me telling you about this because you're 100 years old, it's this story that does this thing and it's improvised and all that stuff. And she's like, that's very nice artwork, Michael. But I listened to your seminar and it's not appropriate. I was like, what the fuck?
Fuck you too, Mom.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm glad you're proud of me. Yeah. Please subscribe. Violent Professional. Everywhere you listen. Maybe less places because now it's just on Spotify is where I upload it and then it filters to wherever the fuck it goes to. What else we got? TazDev. Go check out Taz. There's so many things that I just said.
A lot of things.
Mike Whiskey Mike, American Mark, Mega Cosmic Adventure, Violent Professional, TazDev, and we're out.
Goodbye.